Hi, and welcome to How to Play Rogue Dungeon. Rogue Dungeon is a single-player dungeon adventure game. First, we're going to talk about a few of the components and how to set up the game. I've laid out all the components from the box and sorted them out. We have our manual. We'll set that aside. This is the game mat. On the left side, we will place components that make up the dungeon. On the right side, we will place components that make up our hero. Let's set up the dungeon. The dungeon will have 5 levels our hero must progress through, and we can see our hero's progress on the dungeon level track here in the middle. We will place the dungeon level counter on level 1 to start. These are monster cards. There is a deck of monsters for each level of the dungeon, and additionally, there is a deck of boss cards for the final boss. We want to shuffle each of these decks before we begin. Then we will place the level 1 monsters here. This is the monster deck for the current level. We will keep the remaining monster decks aside until we need them. These are double-sided map cards. We want to shuffle these and randomly choose 5 and place them here. The top map card of this stack is the current dungeon level, and we will place our hero on the entrance stairs. This is our hero. The entrance stair looks like it's going up. These are specialty loot cards. We don't need to shuffle these, and we will just place them here on the dungeon map. This is the specialty deck. These are loot cards. We want to shuffle these up, and we want to place these here. This is our loot deck. These are room cards with 6 different gem colors. We want to keep them separated and shuffle them, each of them. During the game, we will be drawing from these decks, so we want to place these close to the mat. We will put these above the mat. Our dungeon is complete. Let's move on to our hero. We have 5 heroes to choose from. Choose a hero and place them here in the hero slot. At the bottom of our hero card, we see our starting abilities: strength, agility, intellect, vitality, health, luck, and weapon damage. We will track the first 4 abilities on the ability track here. Our strength in red is 3. We will place the matching strength counter on the top ability track. Our agility in green is 2. We'll place the green agility counter on the second track. Our intellect in blue is 2. We will place that on the third track. Our vitality is 6. We'll place that on the track. Vitality is our max health, and we start with full health. Heart tokens represent our health, so we'll get 6 hearts and put them in our token slot here. These are luck tokens. Our hero shows that we start with 2 luck, so we'll place those in our token slot. These are weapon damage tokens. All heroes starts with 1 weapon damage. This is how much damage we do if we hit a monster in combat. Each hero has a unique deck of 7 cards. Let's take the starting loot for our Crusader. We will also take 3 camping gear from the specialty deck. And this is our starting loot. Loot cards are your inventory. You may put your loot anywhere you want, and you're not restricted to how many you have. The mat has 8 slots for each type of loot, and loot symbols are shown in the upper left corner of all loot cards. This slot is for equipment. We will put our camping gear and our loaf of bread there. This slot is for armors. Our shield goes there. This slot is for scrolls. This slot is for potions. This slot is for skills. We start with 3 skills. We'll place those there. This slot is for treasures. Put our gold cup there. This slot is for weapons. We'll put our weapon there. This slot is for henchmen. Our hero is complete. We will just set aside the remaining tokens, and now we are ready to play Rogue Dungeon. Rogue Dungeon is played by moving our hero on the dungeon map and exploring rooms, which are these gem icons on the map. We progress to the next level when we reach the exit stairs on the current map. This looks like a stair going down and usually has a reddish glow. After we make it through the 5th and final level, we will fight a boss monster. The objective of the game is to survive, improve our hero, and defeat the boss. Gameplay happens in turns consisting of 3 phases: exploration, resolution, and rest. Now we will go through a game turn. During exploration, we move our hero on the dungeon map card until we encounter a room or exit stairs. When we encounter a new room, we will draw a room card. Each map card has an entrance stair, an exit stair, and 10 various colored gem icons. These gem icons correspond to each of the room card decks. Let's go ahead and move our hero to this yellow room. These are gem tokens, each one matching a room on the map card. When we encounter a new room, we want to place the matching token over it on the map so that we know that we've already been through it. Let's place the yellow 1 gem token where our hero is and draw a yellow room card and place it in the room card slot. Now we are in the resolution phase of gameplay. We are going to do what the room card tells us to do. We have a trapped chest. You attempt to open a treasure chest. One hero must make an agility check. Fail, all heroes take d6 minus 1 damage. Pass, you disarm the trap. All heroes draw 1 loot card and gain 2 XP tokens. To make an ability check, we will need to roll the d10 and roll less than or equal to our ability level. In this case, we need to make an agility check. Our agility is 2, so we need to roll 2 or less to pass this check. 3. We failed the check. Now, anytime we make a die roll, we always have the option of using a luck token to change the result. We can spend 1 luck token to re-roll the die or change the die up or down by 1. We decide not to spend our luck, so we will take a d6 minus 1 amount of damage. 6. We take 5 damage, so I will remove 5 health tokens from our hero. Now we are done with the resolution phase. During the rest phase, we discard the current room and have the opportunity to camp. Since we only have 1 health token remaining, we are going to use a camping gear card. Camping gear. Discard and make a d6 rest roll. All heroes gain rest roll plus 1 health. If you are not at a stair and the rest roll was less than the dungeon level, draw a monster and resolve combat. We're going to roll the d6. This is our rest roll. 4. Rest rolls of 4, so we gain 4 plus 1 health. So we will gain back 5 health. Our roll needs to be greater than or equal to the dungeon level, which it is, or we would have to fight a monster. That completes 1 turn of gameplay. We are back to exploration. We will move our hero to the next room. In this case, it's a red room. So we're going to go ahead and put the gem token on there and draw a red room card. Encounter. Draw 1 monster and resolve combat. So we draw a monster from the monster deck. We are fighting a goblin. Let's take a look at this monster card. This is the monster's level and the amount of experience you gain by defeating it. This is the monster's starting and max health. This is the amount of damage the monster does if our hero is hit. This is the monster's attack value. The way combat works is we roll the d10 called a combat roll and we calculate our hero's attack value. If our hero's attack value is greater than the monster's, then the monster is hit. If our hero's attack value is less than the monster's, our hero is hit. If the attack value and the monster's value is tied, then both our hero and the monster are hit. Our hero's attack value is the combat roll plus the level of our primary ability. Our Crusader's primary ability, shown here on the hero card, is Strength, and we are at Strength 3 on the ability track. So we need a 5 or more on the combat roll to hit the goblin. Let's make a combat roll. We rolled a 6, plus our 3 strength is a total of 9. Our hero's attack value is 9, which is greater than the goblin's attack of 8. So we hit the goblin. Our current weapon damage is 1, so we hit the goblin for 1, which kills it. Now we gain 1 XP token. These are XP tokens, and we will put that with our hero. Whenever we defeat a monster, we also draw 1 loot card. We got a rope. It is an equipment, so we'll put it here in the equipment slot. Combat is ended, and we go to the rest phase, and we'll discard the current room. Moving on, we will move to the white room and draw a room card. We have Guild Merchant. If you choose to trade, draw 5 loot cards and place them face up on this room. You may discard 2 loot cards or 1 treasure to take any one of the loot cards of this room, any number of times. Afterward, discard the remaining loot cards on this room. So this is an example of trading. Let's see how this works. We will draw 5 loot cards. We have a torch, crossbow, potion of healing, breastplate of vitality, and boots. Our gold cup is a treasure. We can trade that for any item in the trader. Let's take this breastplate of vitality. Breastplate of vitality. Gain 1 vitality and 1 health once per game. Discard to reduce damage taken by 3 HP. We're going to put this in our armor slot, and we're going to immediately go up on the vitality track and gain a health. During trading, we can also trade 2 for 1 of regular loot cards. So let's go ahead and trade our loaf of bread and our rope for this potion of healing. And we'll put that in our potion slot. We are done, so now let's discard the room and the rest of the loot cards out on the board. Let's move on to the second yellow room and draw a room card. Some rooms have a gem icon on them down here like this one. This means that the room is persistent and it stays in play even after we go through it. So instead of placing the yellow 2 gem token on the map, we place it on the room card, and the room does not get discarded during the rest phase. We encounter a narrow ledge. Each hero must make an agility check to cross the narrow ledge. You may pass if you have a rope or discard a flying carpet. Fail, take damage equal to the dungeon level. Pass, gain +2 XPs once per game. So it's too bad we traded our rope earlier. Let's go ahead and make an agility check. We want a 2 or less. All right, we got a 7. So we fail and we take 1 damage. So now we leave the room where it is, or move it over as long as we know it's persistent. Let's move on to exploration again. We're going to move over to this red room now. Guard barracks. Draw 2 monsters and resolve combat. We have a skeleton and a wolf. Now let's talk about how fighting multiple monsters works. Choose a monster to attack, and whichever monster is not being attacked gives a +1 bonus to the monster that is attacked. So the skeleton gives a +1 attack to the wolf. So we put this +1 AV token on the wolf. We need an attack of 8 or more to hit the wolf. We will add 3 strength to our roll, so we need a 5 or more to hit this wolf. We rolled a 5, so we are both hit. Our hero takes 1 damage, and the wolf takes 1 damage. The wolf still has 1 remaining health token. Now we make another combat roll. 1. 1 is an automatic miss for our hero and an automatic hit for the monster. So our hero is hit. We lose another health. Now this battle is a little tough going with 2 monsters in play. Let's see if we can even the playing field. Take a moment to look at our skills. We have 3 skills: Turn Undead, Blessed, and Hand of God. Each of these has a strength requirement in order to use. Turn Undead requires 3 or greater strength. Blessed needs 5 and Hand of God needs 7. The only skill we can use at the moment is this Turn Undead. Discard to inflict d6 +1 damage to zombie, skeleton, shadow wight, skeleton warrior, ghoul, wraith, vampire, or mummy. We can use this skill on the skeleton, but it is a one-time use. We don't need to roll the d6 since we know we will at least do 2 damage. So we discard our skill and we will kill the skeleton. We gain another 1 XP and draw a loot card. Meaty Rib. Discard to charm wolf, cave bear, or dire wolf, or discard to gain 2 HPs. We are fighting a wolf, so we can discard the Meaty Rib right away to charm the wolf. We remove the wolf from combat and take the wolf from the specialty deck. Charmed Wolf. You have a minimum agility of 4 for skill checks. Discard to block 1 attack. We will put him in our henchman slot. Now we have a pet. Charming is like defeating a monster. We also gain another XP and draw another loot card. Fireball. Discard to inflict d6 plus 1 damage. We will put this in our scroll slot. Combat is ended and we will discard the room. We decide we want to start making our way towards the exit stair, which is over here. So we're going to go back to the yellow 2 room and encounter it again. Narrow ledge. We need to make an agility check. We roll a 4, which is higher than our hero's agility, but our wolf gives us agility of 4 for skill checks. So riding the wolf, we leap over the narrow ledge and gain another 2 XP tokens. Now that we have a total of 5 XP tokens, let's talk about how we can spend XPs. We can spend XP tokens to improve any of the 4 abilities on the ability track by paying the cost visible in the next empty spot. So we can improve our strength to 4 by paying 3 XPs. We can improve our agility or intellect by paying 2 XPs each. We can improve our vitality by paying 5 XPs each. We may also buy 1 luck token for 5 XPs as well. We are only allowed to move up 1 spot at a time on the ability track. So we would not be able to, for example, pay 3 XPs to go straight to 4 intellect 4. We would have to pay 2 to go to 3 first and then 3 to go to 4. Generally, we can spend XP tokens at any time except just after a combat roll or an ability check. Let's go ahead and spend 3 XP tokens to increase our strength to 4. Now we're going to continue gameplay. We're going to explore this purple room and draw a room card. Sword in a stone. You attempt to free a magical sword stuck in a stone. If your hero passes a strength check or discards a transmute rock to mud scroll, take a weapon from the specialty deck or discard. Let's go ahead and make a strength check. Okay, we rolled a 9, which would fail the check. Let's go ahead and spend a luck to be able to re-roll this die. A 3 now, that passes. So we're going to go ahead and take a weapon from the specialty deck. As we look through the specialty deck, there are 4 different weapons in here. We want the ones that have a red strength icon in the upper right. I'll explain that in a bit. Let's go ahead and take this dagger. The reason we want weapons with red strength icons is because our primary ability is strength. And strength weapons allow us to increase how much damage we do in combat. If we were the sorceress, we would want intellect weapons instead. So our weapon damage is how many strength weapons we have, not exceeding our lowest ability. We have 2 strength weapons, the sword and the dagger. So our weapon damage is now 2. We need to update our weapon damage token whenever we gain or lose primary ability weapons or our lowest ability changes. If we were later to find a 3rd weapon, we would need at least 3 agility and intellect to support 3 weapon damage. Let's continue exploring and making our way to the exit stair. We have a yellow 3 room, so we draw a room card. Troll Bridge. A troll demands a toll to cross. One hero must discard a loot card, or you must fight the troll. If you kill the troll, gain 4 XPs and draw 1 loot card. So in this case, the monster is directly on the room card instead of drawing from the monster deck. We have the option to pay the toll or begin combat. I feel like we have some good loot. We don't feel like playing this lousy troll, so let's go ahead and fight. Now this troll actually looks pretty tough. He has 6 health, an attack of 12, and does 3 damage per hit. He also has a special ability, Regen, which will trigger on a combat roll of 5 or 6. Okay, our strength is 4, and we need a roll of 8 or higher to hit the troll. Let's go ahead and make a combat roll. All right, we got a 10. Regardless of the monster's attack value, a 10 is an automatic hit for our hero and an automatic miss for the monster. So our hero hits the troll and the troll will lose 2 health. We will put 4 remaining health on the troll. Let's make another combat roll. 5. Okay, so our hero is hit this time. Before that happens, we must resolve monster special abilities first. A 5 triggers Regen. On the back of the manual is a reference for all the monster special abilities. Regen, gain d6 plus 1 health. Now we roll a d6. 5. So the troll would gain 6 health, but he has a max of 6. So now he's going to go back up to 6. Now we will resolve damage. Our hero will take 3 damage. We have several options here on how to take this damage. We have a shield that can absorb up to 4 hit points health of damage. We have a breastplate of vitality, which can absorb up to 3 hit points of damage. Our wolf can block 1 attack, or we can just lose health. Let's go ahead and discard our breastplate and absorb the 3 damage. So we discard this. Let's continue and start another round of combat. We rolled a 7, but we need an 8 to at least tie the troll and hit the troll. So we're going to use our last luck token to change this roll from a 7 to an 8. So we were both hit. Our hero will take 3 damage, so we will discard our shield to absorb that damage. The troll loses 2 health, so he's back down to 4. Let's roll again. Okay, 4. So our hero is hit. We will lose 3 health this time. So things are not looking great. Let's see what else we can do to turn the tide of this battle. We have some items. We have a potion of healing. We have a fireball scroll. Let's go ahead and try this fireball spell. See what we can do with this. Fireball, discard to inflict d6 plus 1 damage. So we're going to just go ahead and discard that. 3. So the troll loses 4 health, which kills it. We gain 4 XP for that troll. And we draw a loot card. We got a helm. Discard to reduce damage taken by 2 HPs. Let's go ahead and discard the room and move to the exit stair. Okay, when we progress to the next level, we will discard everything from the current level. So we discard the remaining monsters and put the level 2 monsters there. We discard persistent rooms. We will discard the map card. We will advance the dungeon counter. And finally, we start our hero at the entrance of the new map card. Now we are on level 2. Once we get to level 5, we must explore all the red rooms in order to exit the level. And when we exit level 5, we will draw and fight a boss monster. Here's an example of a boss. If we defeat the boss, we win the game and get a score called Hero's Prestige. Hero Prestige is simply how many treasures and henchmen we have. And that is how to play Rogue Dungeon. Thank you for watching.